So the items we're going to need to make this sign for my daughter, I'm going to use the Farm Fresh pumpkin from Dollar Tree, one of the small pumpkins from off the larger sign from Dollar Tree, the painter's tape, Waverly white, Waverly pumpkin, Waverly ink, and Waverly hazelnut. So, take your hanger off of your pumpkin, and I'm going to remove this leaf as well. And this metal leaf, it just pulls right out. Put that aside. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to base coat this entire pumpkin in the Waverly ink black. While this pumpkin is drying, I'm going to paint this one with hazelnut on the top and orange on the base. Just the little stem is the hazelnut, just pretty close to the color it is anyway. I think what I'm going to do is kind of bring this down a little bit for that stem. Now the rest of it will be painted pumpkin. My pumpkin's going to need at least 2 coats. So while it's drying, I'm going to go on with my black pumpkin. DIY channel. This is for my daughter. Now she is one of our 4 children, and she saw these 2 pumpkins with a monogram on it, and she just fell in love with it and wanted one to hang on her front door. Well, the problem is she's not local to me, and the second problem is it's $60 retail. So I looked at it, it got me super excited, and I'm like, sweetie, you can make this with Dollar Tree items. She's like, I don't know how to even start. I said, well, all right, let me tell you this. Let me do this as a DIY on my channel for YouTube and show you how to make one of your own. And then that way I get to share it with my gang on the channel, and you get to learn how to make one of your own all at the same time. So guys, I really truly ask of you, if you like it, give me a thumbs up, leave me your comments, and tell me if I did a good job or not. I really appreciate it. Oh, and by the way, if you're not already a subscriber of my channel, do consider it by clicking on the red subscribe word. When the bell comes up, click the bell. So, without further ado, we got to get showing her how I come up with this thing and what she thinks. Let's get to the craft room. Now, on my black pumpkin, I need to tape out my sections in order to make this look like the picture she's seen. I'm going to take my painter's tape, and the areas that I want white, I'm going to leave exposed. And the idea here is to get this as straight as possible. So I'm going to tape off the sections that need to stay black. Just making sure that that's good and straight and that no paint can get up under that. And I'm keeping them spaced about the same distance apart. To protect the black on my stem and make sure it's rounded, I'm going to take a piece of tape and make it rounded there. And just make sure that I don't get any paint on my stem. That looks pretty good. Now I'm ready to put my white paint on the spaces in between now that everything is taped up. Everything is about 1 inch, maybe 1.25 inches apart from each other. Now you can just start painting and get your sections white. Might have to go over it twice because we had to base paint the entire board black. But that's okay. As long as we get our first coat on there, it's going to look pretty snazzy. You don't want to work that chalk paint too much, or you'll start moving and picking up the color underneath of the black. While my first coat of white is drying, I'm going to start back on my small pumpkin and do my stem and the pumpkin. This is the second coat, and this should take care of it. Now that our second coat's on our pumpkin, we can let it dry on our small pumpkin and put our second coat of white onto our large pumpkin. And by the looks of this, guys, I'm probably going to have to put a third coat of white. So while this dries, we can work on our small pumpkin, putting the circles on it. Okay, to make the circles on the pumpkin to depict the picture that she sent me, I'm going to use my Waverly chalk bottle, and there is one right about this area of the pumpkin. And I'm just going to trace it out with a pencil, so that makes placement very easy. The second one is somewhere about here. The third one is up here. There is a partial one here, about 3/4. And then, almost like it's paper, there's a very small one here, about the size of that unfinished one. And voila, we have our little circles. Now these are the color of a dreamsicle or sherbet orange. So we'll be mixing our pumpkin and our white. Now to give myself more control, guys, I'm going to use that number 6 flat brush that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to first put my pumpkin out here, probably about 2 or 3. I'm going to make it 4 just so I don't have to worry about it running out dips of the pumpkin. And I'm going to be mixing the white, and I'm only going to use 1 dip of the white. It's an orange sherbet color that gives it that dimension and deviation. So I'm mixing the white with the pumpkin until I get the color that I wish to achieve, and that looks just right, guys. Got that perfect. So this is like the little sickles, little push-up pops is what they were called in my day, and they still are. They're actually called push-ups, and they are orange sherbet. That way I'm painting within the lines of my circles. I'm not worried about the pencil marks. I just want to stay within the line. Now we've got our popsicle orange sherbet painted circles. So we're going to let that dry. We're going to bring our pumpkin back up and do our white again. This will be our third and final coat. So now we're ready to start putting our details on our pumpkins. Now you'll remove the painter's tape, and guys, follow my instruction or voice as best you can. If you have to, pause the video. You got to take the hazelnut and you're going to make a semi loop up there at the stem. Then you're going to be dry brushing all about the pumpkin, but be careful where you dry brush. You kind of want all your sides and the in-betweens, the stripes, to match there at the white and black. And then you're going to go on the outskirts. Now you're going to take the white and actually make your stem, the circle and the little C, I call it. Now you're going to make the loops silhouette for the pumpkin bottom. And then you're also going to do that on the outskirts of that pumpkin. So just follow the video very carefully, even if you have to pause it. So now we're going to come in here and we're going to do the same thing on the stem with the white, and we're going to accentuate the outer part. Then we're going to put paint on the left and the right. The one on the left's larger or longer and short on the right. Now we're taking the black and going on the outer skirts of the pumpkin. And it is not a dry brush, and you're actually going to use the paint in whole. Then you're going to do the stem and those small areas there on the actual small pumpkin. So now we're going to actually take some dry brushing of the black and go about the larger pumpkin and the outer edges. Please watch the video to see where that black is hitting. Now we're going to make our little crevices for our pumpkin to make it more effective in the other rolls for our pumpkin. You're going to follow it with the white, and that is going to accentuate it and make it look just like the picture. So here we go. We are now writing our monogram letter, whichever your monogram letter is. Paint it black. Be real careful and slow and deliberate. Then you're going to accentuate it with the white paint. And I did have to do that a couple times because I was going so easy the first time. And once you get that hitting where you want it, it is, if that's the type of monogram letter you're going for. And this thing is darling, guys. Oh, so take your ribbon. I have 4 different ribbons. I'm sizing it up. I actually picked 2 pieces of the plaid, 2 pieces of the orange burlap, and 1 piece of the buffalo check ribbon, black and white. I take this black polka dotted burlap ribbon, and I tie it into a shoestring bow, put angles on it. Now we're basically putting these together, and you can stack them just as I did. You're going to tie them extremely tight with a piece of jute twine. Now it's real important that you tie them really tight because we are going to be shaping this thing in advance. This is going to be our bow. Now once we get that all situated, I'm going to cut angles on the tails of this bow. And we need to have our hot glue gun ready. And we're going to set that aside momentarily. You will add your hanger backwards into the pumpkin so you can hang it up. And you're going to glue your Monogram small pumpkin down in the right hand corner. Once you do that, then it'll be time to glue your bow up top. And as you can see, I put the burlap tie ribbon up top. So go ahead and Mod Podge your sign to give it that gloss and professional look. Then you can attach the small pumpkin. And you guys, I certainly hope you enjoyed this video. I had a ball making it. I certainly hope that I get your thumbs up and that I did a great job. I will tell you guys, she has since then seen it and had a fit. And it was just so Southern adorable. So thank you so much for watching. And stay tuned for a few words. Thank you so much for taking your time to view my video. If you like what you're seeing, please give me a thumbs up. Leave comments because my gang knows that's my favorite thing is those comments. And if you enjoy what you're seeing, subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red subscribe word. When the window comes open, click the bell. You are now part of the gang. You will receive notification each and every time I put up a new video first before anyone else. So without further ado,